Hi, I'm Ken Krell. Speakers, authors, coaches, thought leaders come to me to discover how they can take their current position and turn it into high-powered, high-profit, transformational digital events. I can do the same for you too. You're about to watch an excerpt of one of our online events that I think you may find very powerful. After that, I'll meet you and we'll talk about it. Welcome to the Really Useful Show. I'm Ken Krell, your host, and today a very important message for you. Mona Cattan is an expert on helping families preserve their family and give people a reason to live longer. Now, you're probably thinking something different. So Mona, tell us what we're really talking about today and why it's so important.
Well, I help people to resolve their emotional wounds from the past without reliving the past. And, looking at how traumas and addictions tend to walk hand in hand for many people. As a multiple trauma survivor myself, I became a therapist and now a life coach. And I've worked with many people suffering from trauma, addictions, anxiety, and depression, experiencing the shame and guilt and regret, not achieving their goals in their relationships, their business, their health, or their lives.
Now, that clearly you said that before, because I can see that's full part of the pattern. But I would say that really applies to very few people out there, right?
If you're alive and sucking air, it probably applies, because most adults have, most of us have experienced some kind of trauma in our life. The difference is that trauma causing you a problem today? And where it shows up most prominently is in our relationships.
Yeah, that was I was being cheeky about that, but yeah, I think every single one of us is traumatized, is messed up in our own way. And the sooner we can clear that, I think the better. So tell me, first of all, in fact, give me some method that we can put in place right now to get us on the path to satisfaction, happiness, non-suicidal behavior. I'll share with you, years ago, I have people that would say to me, Ken, how can you be so happy? How can you even relate to me? You're all this stuff. And I'm like, you have no idea how many times I have actually thought about how I can turn the lights out, because life sucks. It's so hard. You've thought about suicide? Yeah, I've thought about suicide multiple times. And the funny part about it is I'm thinking about it like while I'm doing a downward dog and yoga class, which I think is hysterical. While I'm working my body and building myself up and thinking about how can I turn the lights out. So what kind of tools and tips can we weird people out there put in place to get our lives back on track and to where really we wake up feeling like I want to be here, as opposed to, oh shit, I'm here?
Well, the first thing I like to look at is, what are your core beliefs? Many people believe, they have negative self-limiting beliefs, things like I'm broken, damaged, I'm no good, there's something wrong with me. And I help them look at that belief. And then we look at what events in life may have led to creating that belief and how deep it goes, and how actually your subconscious mind is driving the bus. We think that we are, but nope. Somewhere in there is a 6-year-old who's taken control, and we're about to go off the cliff.
I'm there with you. So how is there, and I think how is probably what we all want to know. Is there some kind of a tip, or what kind of tip would you give us that we can even maybe trick our unconscious? Because we know that the unconscious is unconscious. What can we do, Mona?
Well, flipping the script is part of it, but language is so powerful, especially to our subconscious mind. So I look at, instead of saying I'm broken, I say I'm wounded, and wounds can heal. And I actually have a book chapter coming out with that title, Wounded, Not Broken, The Lies We Believe.
That is really huge. It makes a difference, because what we say really matters. That's huge. I get people that come on the show and I get tips, and some of them are like, kind of, but this definition, I think, can make a massive difference. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. What, for people that you've worked with, give me a success story about what people have been able to achieve in working with you, what you're most proud of.
For instance, a 60-year-old female, she had a health scare a couple of years ago. She'd been very successful in life and relationships. And all of a sudden, she was very controlling, very anxious, wasn't sleeping, was losing a weight without intending to, and alienating her husband and her son and her friends. And so after working with me for 3 months, she had improved her sleep. She began to gain weight. She was able to relax and play and have fun again and find joy in her life. And it was all looking at what she believed about herself and helping her to resolve those traumatic events without having to relive them.
Mona, I want more. Unfortunately, we're out of time, and I would love to spend more time and dive in deeper on this, because I think all of us can benefit from that. How can we learn more about you and get in touch with you?
Well, in the show notes, there will be a link to a freebie on shame, guilt, and regret. Those are 3 of the primary feelings that people with trauma and addictions tend to suffer with, and that tend to drive our decision-making on a day-to-day basis.
Awesome. Obviously, you've worked with my producer behind my back. I didn't even know about this. This is fantastic. You beat me to the punch. So thank you for being so well prepared. You guys just go to reallyusefulshow.com, pick up Mona's episode, and in the show notes, she'll have that bonus in there. I got to go through it myself because I know I can use it. And I think everyone else can too. Mona, will you come back and spend more time with us?
I would love to, Ken. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. It's an important thing that you do. Keep up the good work. So that's one short taste of how you can use the power of digital events to help people transform their lives and find a new way to live. Want to learn how you can put it to use in your own business? Well, stick with me for the Digital Events Essentials Plan. It's called DEEP. It'll take you through how you can plan, produce, and profit from your own online events. It's pretty great, it's pretty free, and I think you'll like it pretty much. So come join me. Click the link either in the description below or somewhere on this video itself, and we'll take you over there. It's completely free. I think you're going to love it, and it will give you the plan you need to plan, produce, and profit from your own digital events.